Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. All right, so I did a thing last night, and I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and it blew up. Everybody started DMing me, asking me questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Compare it to this, compare it to that. And I was like, holy crap, all I did was show a picture. Um, I decided, I put a poll up and asked, hey, do you want me to do a video on my opinions of what I thought about it? And everybody was like, hell yeah. So here it is. And the gun that I'm talking about is the Beretta 92X. Now, just to let you know, this is not my gun. It's KS Gun Guy's gun, and he was so gracious to let me shoot it. And I have also shot his Beretta LTT 92. I've shot his Wilson Combat 92, and now I've shot the 92X Performance. So I've got a little bit of feeling, and I've owned the old 92 myself, just the standard one. So I've got experience with 92s, but I had never shot the 92X Performance. So I was able to shoot it last night, and I wanted to give you my opinions, my likes, dislikes, and this is strictly my opinion. No one else's, my opinion. So you can take it for what you want to take it for. I've just been asked to do this, so I want to do it if it helps someone. Okay, first off, he handed me the gun, and it's freaking heavy. I was like, holy crap, this thing's heavy. I didn't know how heavy it was, so I had to look it up. The weight on it is 47.61 ounces. So it is a heavy gun. So it's definitely a substantial piece. Another thing I really liked about it was the finish. It is called the Nistan finish, Nistan finish. It's almost kind of like a nickel type look. I mean, a beautiful finish, and I looked all over it to see if I could find any kind of imperfections. Now, I didn't take the gun apart, but I just looked all over it, and it's a super nice finish. Really, really like the finish a lot. Some other likes, I like the kind of built-in mag well that it has. Now, did I do any speed reloads or anything like that? No, it's not my gun. I didn't do anything like that, but it was easy to get the mag in it. Didn't have any problems. Also, the checkering on the back strap and the front, and everything, I liked that. The sights seem fine. It does have kind of like a wing adjustable sight on the rear. You can probably see it in the thumbnail. Kind of looks like a wing. They weren't or I would have adjusted them differently for myself, but it was not my gun, and I shot it. I think total rounds, and I'm being as honest as I can, I probably shot maybe 50 rounds through it. Enough to get the recoil, the feel, the shootability, the trigger. I was able to feel all of that and kind of compare it to other guns that I have. And that's what everybody's asking, what do you think about this versus this, or this versus your gun, or anything like that. So that's why I'm trying to do this video, to answer these questions. Does have front slide serrations, and I could grab them and use them. If the barrel was super hot, you wouldn't want to get your hand on the barrel, of course, but are they usable and functional? Yeah, I mean, they are. I tried them and they work. The slide is really smooth. I would say out of all of the Beretta 92s, being the LTT, the Wilson Combat, I would say this is the best Beretta 92. That's my personal opinion. That's what I would say for the 92X Performance. I would say this is the best one. And I really like the LTT a lot, with the LTT trigger in it, with the upgraded trigger. Now, comparing guns, what did I not like about it? What I did not like about it was the factory grips. Now, I only used the grip panels. As I understand, it comes with some other kind of backstrap thing that you can snap on there, and I wasn't able to try that. But as far as the grip panels, they're pretty slick. Also, the grip itself. The grip itself for me, and I'm not normal, I have very large hands, it's too short. It's not long enough. So as you'll see from the thumbnail, I could get, 2 fingers, or 2 fingers on it, and then this is hanging down on the mag. So I wish it was longer, to where I could get a full grip on it without having to use the bottom mag. But that's neither here nor there, and that won't be a problem for most people. Again, the sights seem fine. The trigger is a very nice trigger. Is it like earth-shattering? No. Is it like a single-action 1911 trigger? No. but most guns aren't. A very nice single action and a nice double action. You know, I didn't like break out a trigger pull gauge or anything like that, so I'm not sure on the exact weights. But comparing it to a stock Shadow 2, because that's what a lot of people have asked, you know, do you like it better than your, you know, CZ Shadow and all this other stuff? And this was all from a simple picture. People just started bombarding my, you know, messages or sending me messages on it. I prefer the Shadow 2 grip length better. Also, if you put palm swell grips on your Shadow 2, it's much more ergonomic. Even I think the Shadow 2, even with the flat grips, is more ergonomic personally. That's my personal opinion. The 92 grip feels like a 92 grip with some better backstrap checkering and stuff like that. But, you know, you could change those grips, you know, like get you some lock grips or something like that, like I do for my Shadow 2s, because I don't even like the stock CZ aluminum grips. I think they suck. Personally, they're too slick when your hands get sweaty. And if you leave your gun in the heat, you know, like on a shooting table outside and you pick it up, they're freaking hot. So I always go with lock grips. And if you want to use my code for lock grips, you can. It's BJGG10, all caps, BJGG10. That'll save you 10% off your lock grips. And you can get lock grips for Berettas, Shadows, whatever you want to get them for, all different kinds of guns. But I really like the lock grips, personally. Capacity, you know, it's two 15-round mags versus 17-round mags in your Shadow 2. Triggers, I would say they're pretty comparable to a stock Shadow 2. It could be, you know, maybe like a pound on the double action less or single action, you know, something like that. It's pretty comparable to a stock Shadow 2 trigger. The Beretta 2 or Beretta 92X is. But, you know, this is probably the top of the line Beretta trigger, and this is their premium or their performance, so it's been worked over. You can take a Shadow 2 trigger and you can make it nicer. You know, I mean, is it going to be like, you know, 2 pounds? No, but you can make it lighter and make it a little crisper. But I think out of the box, this thing is definitely a home run. So if you're looking for a 92 series and that's what you like, I think it's a great gun, and I think you should be all over this one. The recoil is fine. Recoil is just like a regular 92X. This one is probably a little smoother and maybe a little dampener on the recoil, or dampening, I guess you could say. I'm sure it's probably got some springs in it. You know, I wish it was dot compatible like you can on the Shadow 2 and the Tanfo. And again, it's freaking heavy. So, you know, you really couldn't shoot it in carry optics anyway. You would have to have it worked over just like I've done my Shadow 2s, and you could work over a Tanfo also. Anything else? The MSRP on it is $13.99. You know, I've seen it priced for like $12.99 if you're looking for it. So, you know, it's in the ballpark of a Shadow 2. You can get Shadow 2s cheaper. I've even seen them for $1,100. What would I get? If I had to only pick one, and y'all all know I'm a CZ fanboy and I love the Shadow 2. Out of these two, I still prefer my Shadow 2. I still think it's one of the best all-around guns. You know, it does have a light rail. It does not have the full light rail like the 92X has, and I do like that on the 92X. It has a full-blown rail that's really nice. But the Shadow 2 has a rail, and it works every light I've ever put on it. It works on the Shadow 2 also. So, you know, a rail or a full rail, I mean, they both work. You know, I didn't take it all apart and look at it and do all that stuff, but, you know, I've done that to 92s in the past. But, you know, that's my opinions. If you have any more questions or you can think of anything or something, please ask. You know, I threw this up and people started blowing it up, and I even put a thing up on YouTube saying, do you want to see hear my opinions on it? Everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. So that's why I'm doing this video. Again, I appreciate KS Gun Guy so much for letting me try it and letting me shoot it, because it is not my gun, it's his, and it was a joy to shoot it, and I do appreciate that very much. I wish it was easier to put a dot on it, you know, like JJ Ricazzo, he's got the, you know, you got to really trick it all out, and I'm sure that's not cheap for the average person. So I don't, and if they come out with something dot compatible later on down the road, I think that's going to be awesome. And of course it would have to be lighter for our carry optics, but you know, I think it's a good option. If you're looking for a 92, that's the one I would buy, would be the 92X Performance. So But I appreciate it so much, and remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.